Drills Talk, episode 60. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 3 ways to make the best of all situations. This is based on a blog I wrote in the past entitled Utilize Your Resources. The best of all situations. It's a very great, optimistic approach to life, and it takes a lot of practice. But once you get it, you'll have a more happy experience day to day than you are having now if you do kind of struggle with what's going on right now in the world at the time of this taping, and you're kind of stuck and everything's unsure and there's a lot of uncertainty. You have to figure out how to make the best of all situations just for your sake, your mental health, and the people around you. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the great indoors with me. Let's go. Yo, Drills.
Created by the great wizard of the new world.
Drills Talk, episode 60. In this episode, we're going to discuss the top 3 ways to make the best of all situations. But before we get started, please like, subscribe, share, comment, do whatever you would like to do to show your love. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys subscribing and checking in on me every now and then. Before we get started, every Monday here, we have a new blog. Every Wednesday, a new vlog, Drills Talk. Every Friday, a new instrumental produced by me. Great way to bring yourself into the weekend on a high note. I appreciate you guys. Let's get started. Number 1. Number 1 is to utilize your resources. Utilizing your resources can be, okay, well, I have a lot of entertainment at the house and it's going to help me stay sane. It can be, well, I have a lot of friends that I can speak to. Maybe I can't hang out with them in the masses, but I can hang out with 1 or 2, spread out and have a good time and, have some sort of normalcy in my life. Another thing would be, okay, well, I don't have a lot of that stuff. So what can I have? Okay, I got books. I can read and gain a lot of knowledge in this time and come out on the other side a lot more knowledgeable than I was prior. You have to utilize what you have, whatever that may be. And a lot of us don't look around and see just how wealthy, many not monetarily, but in other ways, how much wealth you have around you. You have a wealth of knowledge if you have a lot of books, a wealth of friendships. You can have a lot of friends, a wealth of entertainment. You can have, a bunch of video games and who knows how many streaming services, and, you have a Fire Stick and you got all the extra stuff. And it's just a plethora of things that you have at your disposal that maybe in this time, especially how long we've been already in this time, can kind of go by the wayside. And you're like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I just want it to be over. We don't know when it's going to be over. We don't know how long this is going to last. So we definitely have to make the best of all situations, and utilizing this time to build a business, or utilizing this time to go back to school, utilizing this time to, build yourself, even if it's physically, mentally, whatever, spiritually. Use this time because you have it. And there may never be another time in your life that you have this kind of pause going on pretty much worldwide, that you can come out from this pause way better, way ahead than prior to the pause. Use the time wisely. Number 2. Number 2 is to not dwell on the lack or the negative. So there are things that you don't have, but we just named a whole bunch of things that you probably do have, right? Okay, well, yeah, right now, money's probably tight for the majority of people. So money is a lack, right? Money is a negative. Okay, we don't have a lot of that, but that's not what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on ways to make it. We have plenty of time, right? Some people, not all people, but some people have stimulus checks coming in that they can utilize and say, okay, well, when this next one come in, I'm going to, half it. Maybe I can pay off some bills or, buy food or pay the rent or whatever I need to have that little half go towards. And then the other half, I'm going to invest and I'm going to try to, make it grow exponentially, because that's what you need to do. You're not trying to make a few bucks. You're trying to figure out a way to where, what, if I did this with $300, what can I do with 3,000? And when I get 3,000, what can I do with 30,000? And it's something that you probably never would have actually dug deep and found out, because life, everything was going on. Is there a party to go to? There's a restaurant to check out. There's a movie to go to. Oh, I'm going to hang out with my homeboy. And then I'm going to hang out with my homegirl. And then I'm going to have a party at the house the next weekend. And you never have real time without this pause. But now you have this pause and you have the time to figure out how exactly you want to go about making money. How exactly do you want to go about the rest of your life when we come out from the other side of this? Don't dwell on the lack. Acknowledge it. But you don't want to just bring all negativity in you when you're kind of like in a pause moment. Everything needs to be positive, or as positive as it can be. What's the negative? What's the lack? We're going to brainstorm and try to get rid of that. That's the only thing we're doing with this time. We're not going to bring this lack and beat ourselves up and, dwell on it and whine and cry, because that's not going to solve anything. We're going to go to sleep and we're going to wake up with that same issue, that same lack. So let's focus on getting past it. Number three is don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Yes, there are big problems going on, but most of our problems, they're not exactly mountains. We have a lot of molehills. We have a lot of bumps going on, but not everybody's getting evicted. Not everybody is, not being able to pay their mortgage. Not everybody had to move back with their parents. That's big issues. And you may be going through that, but you have additional problems too that you're probably treating as if they're just as big as that one, because they feel like they're compiling and they're all happening at the same time. But really, you need to acknowledge which ones are the mountains, which ones are the molehills. And if you can tackle those molehills and get those out of your way, when that mountain is the only thing left, climbing that mountain will be a lot better, a lot easier, because you won't be climbing that mountain thinking of the other mountains you created in your head. You have to help yourself. A lot of things, a big craze on, mental health and everything now, but you have to take care of yourself. You have to be way more aware of what's going on in the world, what's going on with you, how you're reacting to what's going on in the world. All of that. Be super aware. With this time, again, with this pause, we have so much time to get to know ourselves way better than we did when everything was just everywhere. Oh, you got to go to the mall. Oh, you got to go do this. Oh, you got to go do that. I'm going to hang out with this work. Everything is on a chill right now. Perfect time to get to know yourself. What do you really like? What do you really want to do with your life? What inspires you? Do you need inspiration? What really, really makes you happy? This is the time. Utilize your resources. And everyone's biggest resource right now is time. And do not waste it. Because I've mentioned before, we'll probably never get this time, this pause in life again. Not in our lifetime. So you got to use it. Don't waste it. Thanks for watching. Drills Talk, episode 60. These were the top 3 ways to make the best of all situations. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. It's drills.com. Check this shit out. It's Drills.